There ain't no coming back, man.
This is the really real world. I still have a little COVID voice going on. Hello. Welcome, perhaps, to the On the Stick presents Some Nights of Horror 2022 presents the Ultimate Cenobite tier list, starring myself, Eric Allen, my friends Joe Drilling.
No tier lists, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
The members of my gash. Kurt Adam.
I'm not sure about that, but sure.
Yeah.
This is the On the Stick gash, and Alex Rio.
I have a lot of questions, but let's keep going.
Don't worry about it.
Like
Listen,
already,
I
have
think
a lot of
again,
questions.
I think this is thematically appropriate for all of us to just be a little unsettled.
Anyway, so Hellraiser. We've seen it. Some of us have seen Hellraiser.
I've seen it, which is weird.
All of us have seen it.
Okay, all of us have seen
All of
Hellraiser.
us
This
have
is a good
seen
start.
Hellraiser.
This is a good start.
Which is a surprise because Alex doesn't do horror movies.
Yeah. So
But he
okay,
saw
so Hellraiser 1, we can all put our hands up and say that we've seen it. Hellraiser 2.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've left someone behind already. Hellraiser 3.
Hi.
Yes.
I believe so. Yes.
Yes. Hellraiser
Bloodline.
My hand is still in the air.
No, I'm not at that point.
So this is where I start, like, I've seen some and I haven't seen others, and I have seen many parts of Hellraiser 4, but I'm honestly not sure that I've ever actually sat down and watched all of Hellraiser 4 from start to finish.
Okay, well, that's to your
So,
benefit, I guess. That's the
One hand partially raised.
Right. So one is the OG where Frank comes back as a zombie man and we meet the Cenobites for the first time. 2, we actually visit Hell for a little bit. 3 has nothing to do with the original character, and Pinhead gets like trapped in a pillar and then tricks someone into feeding him some flesh so he can escape, and then turns a bunch of random people into things that are not quite Cenobites. 4 is about Angelique, who's like a demon that is like bound to a family for some reason I can't remember, and then part of that movie takes place in space.
Also, part of it takes place like way in the past, and we find out about Maurice Le Marchand, who built the
box.
configuration.
Yes, you get a lot of good lore in that one.
Yeah, and that's also the one that has what's his name? He's famous now. Adam
Sandler.
Scott.
No.
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott. Yes, Adam
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Only
actually
Scott is
when
in it.
you look at the casts of these movies, like there's a lot of actors that kind of got their start in various Hellraisers and then went on to do things that were much better. Hellraiser
Yes.
Inferno, I barely remember. It's like a detective
that?
movie.
There's a bunch that are like that, right? So
Yeah.
that's a. Well, so 3, we left the movie theater behind after 4, right? 4 was the last one
think
that
so,
was
yeah.
theatrically released. Oh, that's right. 5 is the one that it's not. There's no actors, I don't think, who you're like, oh, that person is famous now. But Scott Derrickson, who directed The Black Phone and the first Doctor
Yes.
Strange movie, directed Hellraiser 5.
Craig Shefford, James Remar.
Those people were already those people were on their. Weren't they on their down?
I mean, but they're known
Downswing-
actors, is my
right.
point.
Well, right. But it's not like Adam
All right.
Scott or the one we'll talk about it when we get to Hellraiser 8, where it's like this. You didn't know who this person was
Yeah.
when they were in a Hellraiser.
Hellraiser
movie.
Hellseeker. This is the one that stars, or doesn't star, but like the asshole in this movie is the guy from the, it's one of the insurance companies. It's the guy that like
Mayhem
yeah,
guy.
the Mayhem guy is one of the
Oh, that
leads in
guy.
this movie, and this also is the one who returns to Christy, the girl from the first 2 movies.
Right.
He's also in.
Like that guy is trying to like
30
rip
Rock.
her off, and then he summons Pinhead, and then she talks Pinhead into like sparing her if she can give him 5 souls, and so she kills him and all of his accomplices.
First
trying
kill
to
3
spare-
rats.
Yeah, exactly. That one I kind of remember. It's not the worst of the Hellraiser movies.
that
Then
was
there's
one that
Hellraiser
everybody-
Deader, which I don't think I may not have seen this one actually. I'm not
That
sure.
one I don't remember. I think feel like aren't all three of these most recent ones? They're all kind of police procedurals, and they all kind of have the same like twist ending, where like the person was being tortured and was dead the whole time.
Well,
Maybe
so
that's
the
not
most
these.
Revelations, I think that one is the one. That's the one where the guy. Boy, we are really killing it here on these. It's been a long time since I've seen most of these movies, but one Hellraiser Revelations, I think, like it's not. It's like a guy's son gets killed, and then he like drugs a bunch of the teens that he thinks were responsible, and then they hallucinate all the Cenobites, I think. I don't know. Anyway, that's the thing about the Hellraiser franchise is the first movie is an all-time classic, one of the best horror movies ever made. And the second one is a really good time, with some really great effects, especially at the end. And the third one is a staple of like late night sci-fi channel bullshit. In the first hour of it is a pretty tough sit, but once you get into the back half and all the really dumb Cenobites show up, it's pretty fun. like the last half an hour of that movie is pretty fun. And then the rest of the Hellraiser movies are like borderline unwatchable, except for the new one, the remake, which I have not actually seen.
Yeah, right. Well, so you didn't get to Hellraiser 8 yet, which is Hellraiser Hellworld.
Yeah, I think I mentioned
the
it.
MMO. That's the MMO.
Oh, that's the MMO one. Okay, yeah.
Evil Goes
Cavill.
Online.
Yes, that's the Henry Cavill one.
Henry Cavill?
Cavill
Oh,
is in
jeez.
that. Yes.
Lance Henriksen is also in it.
Lance Henriksen. Yeah.
And Catherine Winnick.
But that's when Lance Henriksen was full on slumming it by the time Hellraiser 8 came on. I love Lance Henriksen as much as the next guy, but
I mean, and also once you get away from the original actor as a Pinhead, they also kind of
right. Eight is the last one. Yeah. 8 is the last one with Doug Bradley, who was friends with Clive Barker, which is part of why he got the role.
Yeah, and does a great job. So I don't. So how's the new one, Joe? You like the new one?
I liked it. I mean, so like part of it is absolutely that there is like the bar could not get any lower unless it was in the fucking basement, right? Like that's the reality of the situation. But I don't know. I feel about like I felt when I saw the first G.I. Joe movie, which was like my expectations were so low that I ended up liking the thing more than I thought I would, just because I was expecting like it's gonna be bad, and then like no, it's actually pretty. Like the new Hellraiser I thought was like a fun spin. Like so first of all I went into it thinking it was a remake of Hellraiser. Like I thought it was another adaptation of the Hellbound Heart, the novella, and it's not. It's a totally original movie that is unconnected to the previous movies in basically any way. Like you could, like if you wanted to decide, like you have your little headcanon that it's a sequel to the previous 11 movies or 10 movies, you could do that. But really like the way the box works and all that stuff is like quite different than the previous films, which I like the sort of spin on the mythology of how the box works now and what it actually does, which is not the same as like so in the original novella and most of the movies, it's just like you open the box and the Cenobites show up and they torture / pleasure you depending on which side of the aisle you fall on.
Right.
On your
feelings. Well, it's both. The whole point is that eventually both things are both, and you can't distinguish anymore, and then you become a. I mean, it's definitely weird because it's like I believe in the book, right? Like it leans further away from it being actual like Christian hell, and is more like its own like weird thing adjacent to that. But in the movies, it's sometimes depicted as being like an actual hell, and these being actual like demons or whatever. But it's not that.
I think that's the thing that I liked the most about the new one is that it went back to the novella and the sort of first two movies more or less, where it's like these whatever they are, they're, I mean, like one of the best lines in the first movie is when she asks like what are you, and Pinhead says demon to some, angels to others.
Right.
Like because they're just like a force of nature, right? Like
Right.
the villain in Hellraiser 1 is Frank. It's not the Cenobites.
Yeah.
Righto.
Yeah.
And that's
They're the high end of retribution.
Right. It's why
To a certain
Christy
extent.
solves the box, but she doesn't want to be a Cenobite, and she like convinces them that they needed
Yeah.
Frank is the one that they should be
That's the
calling
guys they
away.
should take.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
no one escapes
Right.
us.
He duped you.
yes,
You should
exactly.
fuck him up. Oh yeah, you're right. We
And
should.
then that goes even further in the second one, right, where she actually like reveals to them kind of like their previous form as people and
Right. Yeah. I think that's decent character growth, and it's fun to see Doug Bradley without the makeup on. But I honestly almost think like that's a little too much. Like I don't even want to know that much about
you
the
get
Cenobite.
more of that in 3, and that's where
Yes,
the
yes.
train starts to go off the tracks. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the Hellraiser movies. We're here to rank the Cenobites. We're going to put them in a tier list. We're going to go rough alphabetical order because I didn't have time to properly name all these GIFs and images that I've made and found on the internet. So we're going to go down this list as best we can in rough alphabetical order and try to use the Cenobite.fandom.com wiki to kind of help guide us a little bit here. So this first one that we're seeing, that we have been seeing for quite a bit, is Angelique, who, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, is from Hellraiser Bloodline, which is the fourth one, which is the one that takes place in space. And so she is like a princess of hell that's been like tied to the family that made the Lament configuration, and most of that movie is her like trying to figure out how to escape that fate. There's a lot of lore in the fourth movie. So
all horror franchises get worse when they start introducing more lore.
yeah.
I'm gonna say that's
Correct.
what people want in horror movies, right? Lots
Yeah.
of lore.
Do not want.
So what do we think about this lady with the exposed skull, vagina head, wire?
I mean,
Leather
I
thing
dig
going
that
on here.
it's peeled back and then attached to her shoulder
Yeah.
skin with, hooks and shit.
Industrial wire, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's a great visual for sure.
Yeah, I like the visual. The makeup looks really good too, right?
I feel like her face should be more fucked up
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
For
say.
her
I
to
was like,
be
she
a
just looks like a
true
lady.
Cenobite, but
Yeah, but she's
that's
she,
true of a lot of them.
She is like a person from hell.
She's a princess.
originally. She's not just a human, right?
Yeah,
So
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think this movie sucks, but I would put her in probably the
A
A
tier?
She's-
Yeah, I was gonna say A.
what
Yeah,
do you think,
she's
Alex?
a really
A
good
or B.
Cenobite.
Sure, that's
You
fine.
fine with that? All right.
She when
Alex
you make
is
it
really
small
invested in
like
this.
that, those two guys in the background look like ponytails.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the two
it
guys.
looks like
And
it looks like she
now-
has like bighorn sheep horns.
Yeah,
and
we'll-
now
we will
yeah,
get to
ooh.
the two guys. So this guy,
Oh.
this pal here,
Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't realize he was on the list. Okay, yeah,
yeah,
Dennis Hopper.
yeah, right. If only.
I can't imagine Dennis Hopper as a fucking Cenobite. That would be
This dude is. He
that
looks like.
movie would go places.
Yeah, right. This is great value. Mark Strong. Mark
Mark
Strong
Is
at home.
this guy a Cenobite? He doesn't look fucked up enough.
I don't know.
This
Some,
must
a
be
lot of
from a
these,
later
like
movie.
what somebody, whether or not somebody actually is a Cenobite or not, is kind of like up in the air to
Yeah,
a certain
yeah.
What
extent.
movie?
That's
Like
true.
he's at least in the Cenobite gang.
Yeah.
He
So
comes-
this guy
nearby.
is from the most recent. He's
Yeah,
from Hellraiser
yeah. Like-
Judgment, which is the most recent
like
Hellraiser
a hype
movie.
man.
Yeah, well, he's like he like works in hell, and his job is to like make a list of people that the Cenobites are kind of supposed to like go after or try to recruit.
F. I've heard enough.
You don't,
Yeah,
you don't care for
which-
this guy.
No,
No,
I-
he's
What
not
about
like
those
it-
cool sunglasses though?
F.
He looks like a refugee from Silent Hill.
but
Yeah,
not one of the good Silent Hills.
Not one of the good ones, no, but like and not even a main character. He's like some dude you run into
in
that then gets
Silent Hill-
devoured.
Yeah, in Silent Hill Homecoming or something.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Downpour, or
Yeah,
like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with Alex on this one. I'm gonna say
gonna
I'll
say
say the
F?
auditor is F.
Okay.
F
Yeah.
tier.
Hang on, wait a minute. You didn't tell me that the auditor's typewriter paper is made of flesh and inked in blood.
Yeah,
Now
that's
it's like a D.
Does not matter.
You guys need to like help look the stuff up as we're going along here because I can't.
Or the
Well, you
assessor,
didn't say who it
not,
was.
Not the auditor, the
auditor.
assessor, right?
Or at least I didn't see.
Oh no, yeah, the auditor.
The
Sorry,
auditor.
the assessor is a different thing.
Yeah, the
Yes.
assessor is a different thing. All right, so now we have Barbie. This is from Hellraiser.
It doesn't look like any Barbie of it.
This is from Hellraiser 3, where when Pinhead comes back, he comes back in a nightclub, and he kills a bunch of people, and he turns them into things that aren't quite actually Cenobites. And so this guy's the bartender. And actually, most of these people are like normal people. And so I forget what his actual name is, but they call him Barbie because his face gets wrapped in barbed wire. And then
he's a bartender Cenobite.
Yeah, his superpower is that he can breathe fire, which I did not gift that, but
Guy sucks too.
I think
I like this is better than the auditor, but
yes,
it is better than the auditor.
It's not a good prosthetic face.
I think he's sort of the blandest of the Hellraiser 3 like modern Cenobites. So I'm gonna say D.
Yeah, I agree with D. I think because he actually can do something unlike the auditor, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now we're on to this one is called Bound. I'm gonna say this is probably another F or D tier one. This is from Hellraiser Deader. Which I wish that these movies had the, is the right. So this guy does like literally nothing in this movie. He's
on the other hand, he does have a weirdly.
Or this is a her.
Look.
This is a her. This one, there's another.
She has an otherworldly look to her, which I like.
Okay.
I think it.
Kurt just is into chicks and fetish gear.
I'm not saying that.
I
mean, I'm not saying.
Not saying.
But. Head to head against the dude we just looked at, I think it's better than that.
Yeah. So this is,
but
as far as I can remember, this is.
It also seems like just a variant on the, blubbery dude from the first movie.
Oh man, that guy's a fucking classic. All right.
Yeah.
We'll get there later. But anyway, as far as I can remember, there's like. Christy has to kill 5 people in that movie to like free herself from her obligation to Pinhead, and like all the Cenobites that appear in that movie kind of are supposed to help her get the kills, but I don't remember this one doing anything. I don't remember this Cenobite like doing anything. So I think this is at best a C tier, but I my vote goes D because I think it's just kind of like boring nothing.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I yes.
I'm just saying D above the other dude is what I was getting at there.
Let's try to make that a little bigger. I mean,
you said it was from Deader?
Huh?
You said from Deader?
Yes. Yeah, it's Hellraiser Deader.
No, Hellseeker, sorry.
I was gonna say I just looked through the things.
I think you said that was Bound, right?
This is
there's
Deader
a Bound and Deader as well.
Is there? Well, this one is from. I think this is the one from Hellseeker.
After Hellseeker, Bound was replaced by her male counterpart, Bound 2, in Hellraiser Deader and Hellraiser Hellworld.
Okay, see.
Making her a Cenobite was one of the most minor roles in the Hellraiser series.
Yeah. I said, I think this GIF that I've made is like maybe the only scene that she actually appears in the whole franchise. So,
all right, moving on.
D tier in all facets. Yeah. I'm almost tempted to say F because at least the auditor has cool sunglasses. But since we're going alphabetical, here's Bound 2. Who appears so little in the movie that he is in. I took a still image because there wasn't enough to even bother making a GIF out of it. So,
also D or F, maybe.
You're going to do F? I'm fine with F.
F.
If he's at that little, I think F.
I mean, he does at least have some more stuff going on with his face, but
does he
really?
Though? Like,
he doesn't have any cleavage, which is a downside.
Yeah, that's a knock. No ladies in fetish gear here. So.
Yeah. All right, get out of here, Bound. Also, that movie is nigh unwatchable.
Bound is a great movie.
Bound
is a fantastic movie.
All right, here we go.
We're just turning this into a movie party watching Bound.
Here we go.
Butterball.
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 The first movie, the second movie. This is a classic. Cenobite.
Yeah.
He doesn't really. So here's the thing about Butterball. Great look.
He just does that.
He's got the same sunglasses that the Auditor has, but he just looks cooler.
He works them. He works them better.
But he doesn't really do anything.
He does not do anything. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He does this.
But
that's
that is
incredibly
unsettling.
creepy.
And the Foley, whoever the Foley artist was on at least the first two movies, did a real good job of making that thing he's doing sound really gross.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I would say B, because he doesn't do anything. He's the weakest of the original four.
Yeah.
But he's still pretty good. So I would say B.
B for Butterball. Obviously. And what do you say?
I was willing to go A or B.
What do you say, Alex?
But he makes a good point.
Did we lose Alex?
Alex said A.
I said A.
Okay.
For-
So we're going B. I think the B's have it, but I would. Well, we can revisit before we finish.
That's true. We can.
All right. So alphabetically, now
We're using the
you're-
wrong tier names here. I'll just say we need to use the Danhausen tier names.
All right. So next up we
Very
have
evil.
we return to the fertile grounds of Hellraiser 3 with Camerahead, which I have taken. Camerahead has a couple of good kills in this movie because his thing is that he can make electronics explode by looking at them, is one of his superpowers. But he also can do this apparently, and this is amazing. This is a great shot. This is
Pretty wild. Yeah,
at the very least, this is an S tier.
it's an S tier kill.
Murder. Yeah.
That's tier kill, but
If you saw Camerahead in a dark alley, you wouldn't be that intimidated because he
So-
just kind of looks
Yeah.
like he looks like shitty Hulk Hogan.
I was gonna say, here's the thing about Camerahead. Now you can decide if you think this is a pro or a con, but I'm pretty sure he's the only Cenobite with a mustache. I'm almost positive.
And
There
it
are
is.
no
It's a Fu Manchu. It's Hogan stash.
Yeah.
So
So
pro or con?
I mean, that's up to you, but I'm just saying it's a thing that needs to be weighed.
Can we show this on YouTube?
I don't
We
care.
are. I mean, do you know there are whole channels dedicated to horror movies and stuff on
Yeah,
YouTube,
that's
right?
true. That's true.
That's fine. You know what? This is for us. We just like
We'll get-
everything
we'll
on
get-
this channel.
I
we
don't
do this
care
for
who gets
us.
delisted. That's
But I
right.
say we'll get demonetized, unfortunately.
Oh,
from
no.
that one.
I don't. We aren't monetized to begin with, so
Oh,
This is
well,
a cool
then it
kill,
doesn't
but this
matter.
guy doesn't do a lot for me. Is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's
we
kind
say
of where I'm at.
we
I
put C.
see for
Yeah.
Camerahead.
Yeah,
D.
he's
Yeah, there you
he's definitely better than Barbie and Bound.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he's
Barbie is the weakest of the Hellraiser 3 Cenobites, I think, for sure.
all right. So now we're on to. Let's see. We don't need to do that one. Oh, so here's our next one is just called CD. But I really love this. I really love this shot of how he becomes the Cenobite, where they show these spinning CDs, and then there's just some CDs dangling on fishing line above the DJ's head. So I gift that because it's just fucking great. And then let's see here. I'm gonna make that go away. Go away. All right. So here's our friend CD murdering somebody. I think this is the stupidest.
man.
I think this is the dumbest Cenobite
This is the
by
dumbest
a long
one.
shot.
I will say, as soon as I saw this, I was like, "This is fucking stupid."
This guy's incredible. This is
this is
the guy.
yeah. This is the guy. This is the fucking dude right here. Look at this fucking guy.
Look at his mouth. His mouth being
Is a CD
player.
and he's
And
got
then,
one in his
like-
chest also.
Oh, yeah, right. I like that he doesn't pull them out of his head to throw them.
Well,
at
I
people.
think there's
He
a
pulls
isn't there?
them
I
out
think
of
there's a
the-
shot later in the movie where he spits a CD.
Yes, I believe
Also, so he's a dual threat. He can do both things. Also, he looks so fucking stupid.
He looks
I-
really
like-
stupid.
He's
I
really
mean,
stupid.
I have to say, for me personally,
Uh-huh.
and I feel like I'm gonna
The
be
S
outvoted here.
tier, yeah.
S tier.
We're on the same page, Joe.
No, we're definitely not. I was gonna say this is the the moment the DJ Cenobite shows up is the moment that the Hellraiser movies jump
the
fucking
shark.
in
Yeah.
the worst possible way. So I would put this motherfucker in the F tier.
Yeah, but
personally.
this isn't a ranking of the Cenobites effect on the movie or the franchise. This
This
is
isn't
just
about the historical
right.
significance.
It's just
of
how
the
how do you
Cenobites. This is like-
feel when you see this man?
I hate it.
And it's an S tier
I
feeling
hate
for
it.
me is the thing.
Yeah, he's got a.
It's
I'm
so
with
dumb.
I'm with Eric. He's got a stupid face. He's got a dumb walk. His arms are weird.
Look at his
His
fucking face.
concept's bad. Like everything about it.
The
is
prosthetic, like the only way to make the
What is this
prosthetic work.
apparatus on his face? I don't get it.
The only way to make
Like-
the prosthetic work was just to give him a giant fucking head. And so he just has a giant head.
Yep.
Also, he's got a
that's
fucking
actually
he's
an
got a cod
entirely
piece on his
prosthetic head?
nose. He's got a cod
The
piece on his
dude is
nose
actually below it.
for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
You flip
either.
that upside down and it's a cage for your dick.
Yeah,
it's just
it's
they
a
just
chastity cage.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
with
We-
Joe.
compromise in A or B then, because it's not
B.
going lower than B.
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 Hey,
A.
fuck you.
All right, we'll go B for now, but again, we can revisit these later.
We can revisit these later because there are dumb ones in the later
Yeah.
movies.
All right. So this is another one that's not really a Cenobite. This is the Chatterer Beast, which is a really dumb looking puppet from I think the 5th movie. We'll talk about Chatterer later, but Chatterer gets murdered in one of the movies, but they like the chattering teeth sound effect, so they find like multiple ways to bring back Chatterer without bringing back Chatterer.
Right.
This one
the
is
fourth one actually. This is
the fourth
Angelique's.
one? Okay.
Angelique's pet.
yeah. It's
Chatterer
like Pinhead's
beast
pet
or
or
whatever,
whatever.
yeah.
But he's
bad.
it's a dumb dog made out of human flesh. It's not even really a Cenobite. There's one cool shot in that movie where it's like the shadow and the feet walking, and then they show you this shot that I've gifted, and it's just like, oh yeah, this sucks. So I don't know. I'd say
He
D,
doesn't glisten
maybe.
enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
That puppet is not wet enough.
Yeah.
All right, F tier.
Yeah,
F. Fuck
D or
this.
F.
F
No,
for not wet enough.
I would say that it's. I think. I would. Well, yeah, F is fine. I was gonna say I would go to D just because I feel like it's. Well,
They're at least trying to do something.
They
They're
smear.
trying to
Listen.
do something.
They smear some Vaseline on that thing. We'll put it in D. But for now, it's
That's
F.
true. There you go. That's what I need.
All right. So now we're in the C's. So now it's time for our old pal, the Chatterer, which I've made a couple of gifs of because, I mean, let's be real here.
This is the one that freaked me out the most in the first movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The
yeah,
Foley
this is-
it's
effect,
unsettling as
like I
fuck,
mentioned with the Beast, like the reason why they keep bringing him back in various other forms.
The Foley effect is good. He's got no nose, so that makes it
Yeah.
weird. His eyes are all sewn shut or
Yeah,
whatever.
they gave him eyes in the second movie.
the
which
second
I don't
one,
like as much.
yeah.
First movie Chatterer.
And a
Yeah.
nose. He has a nose in the second one too. He has like some.
he really?
He has like some reconstructive surgery in between the first and second movie. Yeah.
I think, if I recall correctly, it's been a while since I saw Hellraiser. I should fix that.
You should.
But I think in the first movie, he doesn't even like the GIF on the right. He's moving a lot more than he does when he appears in the first movie. If I recall correctly, he's kind of wooden
Yeah.
as he advances, which just makes him weirder.
Yeah. Well, the one that's on
He's
screen
also
right
the
now
one who
is
puts-
from the first one.
That's from the first.
He's
one,
like the
yeah,
first
that's
Cenobite you see,
years.
also. I think, right?
Yeah. And you're
But
like, what the fuck?
I say S. I say this
I
is.
agree.
I say
I agree.
there's maybe 2 Cenobites that there's 3. There's Chatterer and maybe another one, and CD obviously, but he's being pulled
CD,
down.
yeah.
Yeah.
CD, Chatterer, and of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
no, so
one.
I agree. Chatterer is S tier.
Yeah.
Any? What do you think,
Yeah,
Alex?
there's no question. Yeah. That's tier. There's no
great.
question.
That's
Look at
great.
this guy.
Look at this guy. Also
the-
great
the-
lightning effect.
Yes.
Worth mentioning. It's worth mentioning that the first Hellraiser movie had like a budget of $1 million, and
Which was cheap even in 1987.
yeah. And the
right?
effects in that movie, where they chose to spend that money and how they figured out how to do some of the stuff in that, are really,
Especially for someone that never made a
Incredible.
movie before.
yeah. Especially
Right.
like there's the scene of Frank when he's getting like
Frank's resurrection,
rebuilding
yeah.
himself, and it's one of the most like the grossest things I've ever seen in a movie. when like his
You know how
bones
they
and
did it?
stuff come out of the floor.
Speaking of stuff being wet,
Yeah. Do you know how they
Yes.
did that?
Well, a lot of it is like it's like somebody pulling themselves up through a thing, right?
So some of it is that, but the most of the really gross stuff is they made like a figurine of him, and then they melted it, and then they
Yes,
just
that's
did
how
it
they got the
backwards.
eye
run it
shots.
backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Joe, I just need you to go ahead and look at Discord real quick. Look at that picture I posted, and then tell me that CD is not S tier. You buffoon.
I mean, he's got a point.
For those of you playing along at home, it is a production still of just CD, just kind of like hunched over slightly, holding a CD.
Like he's in a martial arts movie. Like he's playing a ninja throwing star in an action movie, but instead he's a horror creature throwing a CD. It's ridiculous. No, B. I'm sticking with F/B.
Oh. You're dumb. All right, let's carry it. Let's continue.
Yeah, I was trying to add it to the thing, but I'm having a hard time finding it. Oh well, whatever.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's not worth it. Yeah,
we
let's
gotta
keep
keep
going.
moving. We gotta keep moving. All right.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Dr. Channard,
Shanard.
who is a guy that he's the big bad of the second Hellraiser movie. He runs like a mental asylum, right? And then Christy is put in there, and he recognizes her as I think he gets his hands on the puzzle box, right, when she gets committed.
He has like a collection. He has like a collection
Yes.
of them.
Yeah, and so he brings back what's her face from the first
Julia.
movie, Julia, and
Right, because Christy tells him if blood gets on that mattress where Julia died, she'll come back just like Frank did.
righto, yes,
And then he in one of the grossest scenes in that movie, which is saying a lot.
yeah,
He gets one of his patients who's convinced that bugs are crawling all over him,
yeah,
and takes him out of the straitjacket and gives him like an awl or an ice pick or whatever the hell it is, and is like, "Here you go, man, get the bugs off yourself."
right, and
Right.
yes, yeah. Also,
starts
really,
slays himself.
really
Flaying
sensual
himself, yeah.
gauze wrapping of a fleshless human when he's rolling that gauze roll over Julia. Also look at the cool things in his hands.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know. I would say A maybe. I think this is a great puppet.
It is, yeah.
I think the stop motion of his little tendrils is pretty neat. Yeah.
He's
he's
appropriately
kind of-
sort of fucked up looking.
He's fairly impotent because he's like stuck permanently to that tentacle on his head.
Yeah. He also doesn't last very long, right?
I was gonna say he's pretty new.
He
Right.
shows up and then he immediately gets offed by Kirsty
Yeah.
or whatever.
He murders Chatterer though.
And he kills Pinhead, and then Pinhead comes back, obviously. But spoilers for
Pinhead too strong to die.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would put Shenard in A. I think the Shenard Cenobite is pretty cool.
So. Yeah.
Plus,
All right.
that's
I don't
the
know
first
anything
time you get to see a new Cenobite be made is
Yeah.
when you see Shenard like get put in the Leviathan box, and it like they run the wire over his face and all that stuff, and that's a pretty cool sequence. So.
Yeah. All right. So this is since Joe was kind enough to provide me with images of the ones from the remake, and they're not in proper alphabetical order because they all say the before them. So this is the Asphyx from the new movie. I haven't seen that, so I can't really comment on.
I haven't seen it either, but I think this looks great.
It's
Yeah,
cool
it looks
looking.
really cool.
It's real evocative.
This movie has probably a bigger budget than like the rest of the series.
The rest of them combined, yeah.
Looking at these images of these new Cenobites, like, oh yeah, and also now they have CG and stuff that can make stuff happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how
There's
much of this is
actually not a
CG and how
ton-
much of it is practical effects, but
Most of the Cenobite stuff is practical makeup.
looks good.
But
Yeah,
there is one of
it's real
them. We'll get to one of them where they use a CG effect for like what it does,
Yeah.
and it's like pretty neat. I think this one is all practical though, if I remember correctly. Although there is a scene in the movie where this one tries to like run through the house, and it looks really. It's like
That
it's all
seems
bound
problematic.
up.
What's the
Yeah,
what's
all
what's the
bound
thing
up.
in her chest there? Do you know?
Kind of. It's so in the new movie, the way that the thing works, like you can ask, like the lament configuration, you sacrifice people to it instead of just like opening it and then you get ripped apart.
Yeah.
So you sacrifice people to the lament configuration, and then once you've sacrificed enough people, you get to kind of like make a wish, and
It's the Dragon Ball.
you sort of become like, you don't have to become a Cenobite necessarily, but like that seems like it's what happens. And that thing in her chest is like, you see that in another character's like body, kind of. It's like a thing that keeps them alive but also in constant pain, it seems like.
Cool.
But it's never really actually explained fully. So for the affix especially.
I will say this: Asphyx, great band. Great death metal band with Martin Van Drunen on vocals in the original, at least. Anyways,
There you go.
B,
Yeah, I think-
does B seem right?
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't do a whole lot.
I mean,
but yeah, she looks real cool.
I'll kind of go along with your lead on this.
I'm
one.
okay with that.
By looks, just
Yeah.
in that still, I would say B or C, but
Yeah, I'll go with that.
So I guess what we're establishing is B tier is the tier of people who don't do anything but look cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Basically.
yeah. S tier is
Except for,
effective.
you know,
S tier is effective and creepy. A tier is effective and or really creepy. B tier is cool but ineffective.
And then the rest.
And then C is just like a guy with a camera in his eye.
C is, are you trying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
D
all
and
right.
F are, you are not trying.
Next up, we have the Dreamer. This is also a Hellraiser 3. This was a girl that couldn't dream and wanted to, and so kind of like gives herself to. There's a little bit of another one in there too. I didn't delete the frame of, so a little sneak peek. Anyway, what do you guys think of the Dreamer?
I like the
F.
cigarette in the throat.
Uh-huh.
It's a nice touch, but I actually, generally think that her design kind of sucks.
I would say
Yep.
D.
I said that I thought that Barbie was the weakest of the Hellraiser 3 Cenobites, but apparently I was wrong because I forgot that Dreamer like even existed.
Yeah.
So I think actually Dreamer is at D at best, but maybe F.
There's a cool scene where she and Pistonhead are like dancing around the news lady, and like the smoke is like billowing out of her throat hole in a way that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think
Was
she's.
this
I think
before-
she's
Like
D.
the cigarette part of it is cool, but they didn't do really anything with her head.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were well.
They
'cause
could have done
she's-
something.
She's more of like a psychological Cenobite, except that movie is too stupid to pull off anything like that.
So yeah, to handle
I mean, they didn't
that.
have to do much, but like they didn't do
Anything.
hardly anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, Alex. You got anything?
Like
I
I don't
said
know.
F
This is just
already.
Okay.
This is just a.
Yeah, he said F pretty quick.
I said F right away. The
Alright.
whole thing
Yeah.
about all these Cenobites is like, oh, what is
I-
it? It's some fucked up looking thing. It's like that's.
I
Just
was
a
gonna
lady
say that
throat.
that one reminded me of this one.
Right. This one is just known
In
as
that-
the female Cenobite from the first.
In that it's kind of
It's got a vagina.
there's
throat.
not necessarily a lot happening, but what's happening here is more fucked up.
This is a way better. This is a very similar design that is just way better in every way.
Yes, this is what I'm
The
saying.
clothes are better. The vagina throat is creepier looking.
Yeah. The little
head,
apparatus that's making it
eyes.
work is
Yeah.
unsettling.
Right. Yeah, that I would say the fact that like the Dreamer, her throat is just open for some reason.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the female Cenobite, which I hate that name, but
Yeah.
that's what they call
Yeah.
it.
Well, she she doesn't really do anything in the movie either. But
Yeah.
all right, I'm convinced. I moved it to F. I moved her to F.
She drags a hook along the wall and makes the wall bleed.
That's true. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
But
So
the throat opening, like the wire opening the throat, and also going through her mouth is just so good. And
Yeah.
the nail through the bridge of her nose is great.
Yep.
She's more subtle, I think, than like Pinhead, who like you just look
Yeah.
at him and you're kind of overwhelmed by all the gross shit happening with him.
Yeah.
And she's a little
Is this another B?
It's got to be at least B, given our previous
yeah.
statement of
looks
what B
looks
is.
cool, but doesn't do much.
Doesn't do a lot. Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, she doesn't even get a name.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So,
I mean, none of them have names technically in the.
all right,
Yeah. Anyways,
let's move on. Oh no, wait.
Where are we
Hold
putting
on a
her?
second. I put her in B.
Yeah, are we to him
Okay.
already?
Not quite. There's one. There's a new one called Mother. That would be before him. There's actually 2 new ones that'd be before
From the new
him.
movie?
Anyways, yeah. So this one is called Mother. I don't know anything about it. It looks like she has a gorilla painted on her belly.
Yeah, she's actually like in almost entirely in shadow for the whole movie.
Uh huh.
This is the most clear look at her that you get.
I can
and
see
she
why, because this looks stupid,
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't really do
and not
anything.
as
I would
and not in
say-
a fun way like our friend CD.
Yeah.
I would say that she is the weakest of.
What
the
does she
new
do?
Cenobite. Nothing.
Okay.
She just kind of hangs out. She stands behind Pinhead
F.
and looks creepy.
We going F or D, Joe?
F.
I mean,
I'm fine with
I-
F. Honestly,
Yeah, just because she's
or
barely
or
in it.
D. I don't care.
I mean, I think that makeup is better than anybody else in the F tier, which I feel like, even though you don't
But-
really see much of it, might bump it up to D.
I guess
but
she
also,
doesn't have
Yeah.
sunglasses though.
That's true. That's true.
Um,
I'm fine with F.
All right.
The
honestly.
idea of a Cenobite called Mother who looks
Yes.
pregnant is
Is good.
unsettling.
Yeah.
So I think you can
But
make an argument for
Her
D
stomach
there.
should be clear, and there should be some really fucked up fetus in there.
all right.
I
It
mean,
should be
that's
Quado.
kind of what's happening, isn't it? Like, it's hard to tell
I,
because
I
they
can
don't.
I can try and bring it
Because
back.
they're
up here.
presumably saving it for a future installment.
Yeah,
However,
maybe.
It just looks like she has Donkey Kong painted on her
Yeah,
chest.
it does.
Yeah, it looks
it
like-
does.
It looks
It
like
looks
she's
like,
a reject from Cirque du Soleil.
it's got like a meal's
You know, she's
mouth
got
from
like
here.
a leotard that's been painted on, and then
That's
she's
right.
wearing that, and then got some some brain things happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You could make a play for D, I think, but D
Yeah.
or F.
I
I mean, there's more work to Joe's point. There's more work put into it than the other things in F. But
Oh yeah. for
I
sure.
I could see it.
There's been a little bit of chat stuff, so I just want to visit
Oh,
that
yes.
real quick. Dale Kula says Happy Halloween to us, all of us. Happy
Halloween.
Cyberpunk Nut was around for a while. See, now he was chiming in, and I didn't catch what he was chiming in on. So he
Sorry.
agreed with us. He agreed with us that one of them should be A. I think it was probably Chenard. I don't know which one he said. He said F. He was in the makeup chair for 1 hour, which
That
means
was,
that's not very long.
Yeah.
Audit boy.
Oh, the auditor. Okay.
Sunglass man.
Yeah. He's Cyberpunk Nut says CD is at least a C, and agrees with us. The chatter is S. So I'll pay closer attention to the chat now. But, all right.
All right. Well, I was trying to. I mean,
yeah,
I was.
so
I
the
had a-
mother. I think the mother is a D or F. I could go either way.
I'm okay
Again,
with
like I don't remember her from the movie hardly at all.
See what I mean? You just
No,
put
I see
that.
it. I
You just put this
absolutely
right
see
here.
it.
and
As soon
it's-
as you said it, I saw something.
It's,
Yeah, I
talking
get
about.
it's
it.
just it would be better, right, if she had like a big weird monkey inside of her, like looking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, it's Emil's head from near.
Okay,
But,
yeah,
like
fair
with an
enough.
extra row
That's-
of teeth.
yeah, I can see that too.
Uh-huh.
Like the Yoko Taro thing. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
literally
yeah.
that he took his helmet off
Yeah.
and then put it on her stomach and made it smaller, I guess. But anyway.
All right. Oh boy.
D, by unanimous opinion, we all agree on.
F. Or
F.
D. I think we said F.
I don't care.
All right. What do we got next here?
Next
Next is The Mask, which if I'd had more time, I would have made a great joke here where this would have been Jim Carrey.
If it's 1 to 5, it's D. If it's 6 to 10, it is F. It is 6. It is an F. Sorry, mother.
So this screenshot doesn't quite do it justice, but the mask is so named because when he turns his head, there's just like a skin flap with a face on it where his head should be, but he like doesn't have a head,
Okay.
which is
That's kinda
pretty-
fucked up.
Pretty fucking cool.
What's happening down in the crotchal region?
He's flayed. They're all flayed quite a bit. Like none of them. I think they're all naked in the new one. And
Good
they're
news. I
all-
found a GIF of the mask
There you go.
turning
Yeah, yeah.
sideways.
Yeah.
Tell me this isn't an improvement here.
Like they're like one of the. I think the concept of the new one is that like they're all flayed in such a way as their skin is their clothing. And,
Oh, okay.
So
I see.
they're all naked. I think.
Yeah.
Not that you get a lot of like full body shots.
Good matchup.
Of them.
Somebody
Nicely
stop
done.
Aaron.
Yes. Somebody, please, somebody stop Aaron.
No, keep going.
So
You're saying that's like the side of his head?
no, that's the front of
He's
his
saying when he
head.
turns
But
sideways,
when
you
he
see
turns
that
sideways,
his
there is
face,
no head.
his,
Yeah.
his face is flat, and there's no
Yeah,
head.
it's just like a flat. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's
It's like a
no
2D
Yeah,
face.
it's like a
yeah.
2D. That's
That's
kinda
pretty
weird.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. I like the, but also he doesn't really like Pinhead is the only one who really does much of anything in the new one.
It's nicely
so,
elaborate.
yeah, so I would say that goes in the
C?
C or D?
I would say
C?
C. I would say C because it looks really cool, but he does nothing.
Okay.
So
I mean, that's what the C tier exists for, apparently.
It looks almost as cool as a guy who looks like Hulk Hogan with a camera for an eye. So yeah, I think C is.
exactly. See.
Yeah, but he doesn't kill
Yeah.
anybody in an awesome way. That's why camera
No, he
face
doesn't.
gets
He
a
doesn't.
little bit of a bump there. All right, so now we're
We just
on.
said C. Wait, I thought we just said C and you put him in D.
Oh, I thought we said D. I don't care. C's fine.
Who's this guy?
I don't know who this guy is.
I mean,
Here
This
he
is.
Peen
Captain
head.
Elliot Spencer.
Check out those pins getting bigger.
There's a really great scene in the new one where Pinhead actually uses a pin and pulls it out of their skull and sticks it in someone's throat. And
Nice.
it's
That's good.
it's really good stuff. So I would say that the Doug Bradley and the Jamie Clayton Pinhead are both S tier.
Yeah, I mean, is
I
there
would say
anything
the
else there?
other two Pinheads are F tier, but I don't think we're talking about that.
Yeah, we're talking about the totality of Pinhead as a character.
Yeah,
And
mean-
as a spokesperson for the Cenobites,
he was the lead Cenobite.
yep.
Yeah.
And it's just a
The
really,
Hell
it's a
Tree.
great character design. Like
Yeah.
one of the all-time, it's right up there with the Jasons and the Michael Myers and the Freddy Kruegers is one of the all-time great iconic images of horror films.
Agreed.
Honestly, you throw Leatherface in there, you got a pretty damn good top 5,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
just
I mean,
things that creep people out just because of the way they look, and then also
Yeah.
like it just like there's a weird sense of fairness to this character, right? Like he's not just
Right.
evil to be evil.
well, not until the later movies.
Not wow, right? But in the good movies, like there is
Yeah, I mean-
there's more to this character than just him.
He
Being
comes
like a
across
violent
more as a
killer.
judge than a,
Yeah,
evil, spirit, or he's almost maybe a fury.
Right.
yes,
Yeah, he's
something from a
it's-
mythology.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a Pinhead is like a force of nature, and
Yep.
also has all in both of the good versions, right? Doug Bradley and Jamie Clayton, they get all the best lines. Like the Doug Bradley, like in the first one, just like all the no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Yeah.
Yes,
The
great
cyberpunk
lines,
nut
yes.
says in the new one they don't wear BDSM stuff.
No,
He agrees that
their skin's all
Mask is
flayed.
C. He says Doug Bradley Pinhead is S, Chubby Pinhead D, new Pinhead S.
Yeah, there's a really great I was.
That's all. That
There
all
are
makes
definitely
sense.
there are definitely some lines that get repeated from the original movie and the new one, but my favorite of new Pinhead's new lines is when she's played by an actress, but it's like Pinhead is kind of gender neutral in the new one, but she is torturing someone and asks what do you pray for, like right before just doing some really nasty business. It's very good.
All right,
Very good.
Pinhead
Pinhead
Kid.
is absolutely S tier. Yeah.
Yep, as is Donkey Kong and the Mask, obviously.
Sure.
All right, so this
Yeah, obviously.
I skipped this one earlier because I didn't want to do all the Chatterers bunched up. This is Chatterer 4, which is from one of the latter
Yeah, this
movies.
is the Lady
Hell
Chatterer
World, I
or
think. This
whatever.
is this
Lady
is the female
Chatterer's lover.
Chatterer. I don't know. I don't care about this.
Revelations.
Okay.
I don't.
The Lady Chatterer.
I feel like I want.
Yeah.
I feel like I want a little bit front lighting to get a better handle on what my rating would be. But
Well, I can't help you there.
the sort of I don't get that.
Well, hang on. I got
The
something.
sort of hair or whatever is there.
Kurt, look in
It's
the
a little
chat.
fucked up.
I have like a slightly more well lit.
Yeah, that's the one from the wiki, but
Yeah.
she's got the chatter mouth. You know, I don't really care about this one.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
C, D, or I was gonna say D, but
D, all right,
I think
whatever.
D. I think
D,
because
yeah.
they're trying to do something.
or maybe
and
we
this-
put it in F because it's such a bad attempt.
Yeah, that's yeah. I can go either way. I feel like D and
If
F
you're gonna
there's not,
revisit
like,
it.
a huge difference at this moment between D and
Yeah,
F.
I'm almost tempted to put everybody except for Barbie in F, honestly. But like I said, it doesn't matter. All right. Ooh. All right. And now we're up to Piston Head. Another one from Hellraiser 3.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, this guy.
This guy I like.
He's got a piston in his head. That's kind of his whole thing.
That's his whole thing.
He doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And also, I don't really know why he has a piston.
He's
in
the
his
guy.
head.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't make sense. He's not. It's not like he was an auto mechanic or something.
Yeah,
right?
all the other
Like,
ones, like the camera eye guy was the cameraman for the journalist, the broadcaster that is the main character in the film. And
right.
CD was
And
a
the
DJ,
and the Barbie was the bartender, and
Yeah.
this guy was he's the club owner.
Yes.
In the movie, and he eats it pretty early on, if I remember correctly, right? Like he's the one who kind of frees.
He
Pinhead
he
from the
buys
column.
Pinhead after Christie splits, like after Christie talks the Cenobites out of killing her at the end of the second one by like showing them their humanity. Pinhead gets like split into two or something, and half of his self gets trapped in this weird like living pillar, and then this guy buys the pillar and then is trying
like
to
an art
free
installation.
Pinhead, and then his girlfriend makes a deal with Pinhead and sacrifices him to Pinhead instead, and then Pinhead turns him into this for who knows what reasons.
Just because he thinks it's funny, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I this one is another one that I don't. The Hellraiser 3 Cenobites are really bad.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
kind of fun though, right?
Right. But they're
Like there's a lot going on here.
See?
I always feel like this one also has to be D because I think it's not as good as Camerahead.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Yeah.
that.
I think it's
Yeah.
on par with Barbie. But
Nobody
definitely not
in 3 does anything. The problem if Camerahead just looked a little bit cooler, he would have been B, but he just isn't.
Yeah.
But he does.
Yeah.
He does
There's not enough
stuff.
going on there.
Though.
He's
He does
one of the only
He
ones
does
that
some
does
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the big weaknesses. A lot of the Cenobites, frankly,
Yeah.
is that
They're just
doing
like, well, we have to have
Yeah.
more than just Pinhead, but
yeah.
we don't give a shit
All
about
right,
them.
here's
so.
another of the new ones. This is the Gasp. Great
Yeah.
look.
is a great look.
She's great. She's the only other one I think that speaks besides Pinhead in the new one, and
He's like
This is-
female Cenobite / Angelique.
it's a little. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's a little Angelique, but the extent of the flaying on the neck and
Yeah,
the
it's
fact that you
very
can
good.
tell this is a practical makeup effect and not like
She's instead of a weird mustache or beard wire apparatus to flay the neck, we get like a whole. She's wearing like a hoodie or like a
Yeah.
stormtrooper helmet. Or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah,
the
right.
bondage hoodie.
I
I find this one very striking.
I do
Yes.
too.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say, and I think this one is also the one that this one does something with wires and peeling off of skin. I think at
I
one
mean,
point.
it seems
So
like
I
that's
think-
kind of her thing.
Yeah, I think I would say she's maybe A. I think she's A tier. I don't think
Alex,
she's
Kurt?
quite Pinhead.
Given what you're telling
Yeah,
me,
that's
I'd
fine.
say A is good.
Yeah,
She's at least
yeah, she
B.
looks good.
All the new Cenobites have these weird facial piercings that are like white pearl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. That doesn't seem very demonic to me, but what do I know?
except for Pinhead. Pinhead does not have. Pinhead
Uh,
just
But
has-
they're
They
not
do
demons.
It would be
They're
it would be
both.
really funny if the new Pinhead had like sewing pins that had like
Yeah,
plastic
right.
heads
And
on
then a
them.
pearl helmet. Yeah, right.
like
And then
a
he
pincushion.
opens. Then he opens a Danish butter cookie box and pulls torture materials out of it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so this one is called Stitch. This is another one of Pinhead's buddies from
Did you say Bubby?
Hellraiser, Hellseeker, the one where Christy comes back, and then in fact the guy he's sacrificing is the Mayhem guy from The Thing, and he shows up and pretends to be a sexy lady, and this guy makes out with her, and then he slams this thing on his face and then screws this like corkscrew through the back of his neck, which is pretty cool. He's the only one in that movie that does anything, but
then he comes back, right? He's in a bunch of
he's in one of the later ones,
Deader, and then he's in and then he's also apparently there's 2 of them in Judgment, I guess. But
okay,
yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool. I'm not. I'm feeling a C.
You think C?
Yeah.
If the design was better, I think it could have actually gotten a little higher, but I think C.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost want more crenellations or something in his skull.
Yeah.
Yes.
He just looks like a dude wearing a lucha mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not a Cenobite.
Mr. Punk Nut has confirmed with us that the gasp is S, and apparently the wire attacks are.
Yes, the wire stuff is very good.
All right.
Ooh, baby! Look at this guy!
Wow!
Look at this guy!
All right, so I think this is the final one from Hellraiser, Hellseeker. This one is called The Surgeon. He's another one, much like Bound, that just doesn't really do anything. I believe that this one gets like a whole arc in the comics, but we're not talking about the comics, so.
So, Eric, I regret to inform you that actually this is a screenshot from Soul Calibur.
Okay.
Oh, that's what it reminds me of. Thank you for pointing it out. I was like, this guy looks tight, but I don't know why. Now I know why. Fucking Voldo is real.
It's Voldo, yeah, you're right.
If Voldo sucked, he'd be the surgeon from Hellraiser, Hellseeker.
Also, there's like a McFarlane Toys action figure apparently, and it looks like he literally wears the same outfit as Pinhead, like the like leather dress thing is like the same as Pinhead. So
there's like 2 or 3 lines of Hellraiser action figures, some of them like done by Todd McFarlane, and a lot of them have like a bunch of extra lore and stuff on them, but this guy is D or F for sure.
I'm gonna say it looks cool. I think he looks cool enough that he makes D.
Anybody else?
I'm okay with that.
S. Y'all are stupid.
Yeah. Along with the mask and Donkey Kong. Look at even Donkey Kong approves.
Great.
All right. What do we got left here? We're almost done.
I'll say we can't be that far from the end.
Right, so this is yet another Chatterer incarnation. This one was supposedly made by Chatterer. It's like a Chatterer demon. You can't see it in this GIF, but that's all it is. It's just 2 arms and a chattery face, and then it has no legs. And it shows up in a couple of different. Pretty good. It shows up in a couple of different movies. And one it like falls from a tree and kills a guy. But I don't know that this is another one that's like the Chatterer beast. It's not really a Cenobite. It's like a pet for a Cenobite.
Yeah. This thing kind of sucks. I don't know. I don't like it. F.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of there being like this freaky partial thing, but it's not realized in this design.
It's not executed well enough.
Yeah, I don't know what this thing is. I don't care. Move on.
It's Chatterer, sort of.
If it moved more weirdly, and its arms were.
It does. There are scenes.
Reversed.
There are scenes where it kind of like walks around on its arms.
If its arms were reversed and it moved more jerkily and weirdly, then it'd be one of the most terrifying things in Silent Hill 4 or something.
Yeah. All right, so we're saying F. I'm fine with that. I mean, it's not even really a Cenobite. It's really nothing. Okay. All right. So here, these are the Siamese twins.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Joe knows what's up.
Yep. I actually like this one. I think this one is one of the.
So this is the before, okay,
Sure.
and then let's get a little bit of the after. Oh, that's just a still image. Where's?
Oh, they're moving. They're slightly moving. That image
Are they?
has a tiny bit of motion. To
Yeah,
it,
there
I
is a
think.
tiny bit of
Oh,
motion.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, where's my GIF?
Going very slowly.
Did I accidentally save over it or something?
Cyberpunk laughs at our comment about Voldo and then agrees that Naked Chatter.
Yeah, Naked Chatter.
Oh, that's a bummer. All right. Well, I'll see if I can find just a picture of the twins here.
Is it Wire Twins?
No, that's
Whoa!
No, the Wire Twins are a different thing, right? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's.
they are.
Oh, there it is. And now it's
Yeah,
the
there
right
it
GIF. I understand what's happening.
Ah,
I think it's just moving very, very
So
slowly.
so these two guys, yeah, it seems like it is. Something got messed up. Maybe it's the full thing and it's like a giant file size or something. Maybe I forgot to trim it. Anyways, there's our boys. So they also can come apart and they like kill somebody by like strangling them with their flesh thing.
Yeah.
This is pretty
Flesh umbilical or whatever.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
I think at least B.
Yeah.
for them.
A.
Yeah.
You say A?
I think A or even S.
they-
That looks
if
fucking
they-
crazy.
If they kill people with the umbilical part, then I think that maybe that puts it at A.
Yeah, I believe that they can do that. How about the original, the before? How do we feel about those two boys?
That's
Well,
I would rate them ACAB.
they're not even real cops, though, Alex.
Yeah, they're just security
Oh,
guards.
then okay, then
A-
they're fine.
ASAB.
SGAB.
AS, yeah, exactly.
I mean, they're just trying to make a living. That's fine.
No, they're just trying to be cops, which is even sadder. So I
Well,
think that might be worse.
That might all. Well, that's. Put them in A tier for ACAB, and also that effect looks cool.
All right. I did.
There you
So, is that it? I think that might be just about it. Oh, we have.
So
There's two from the new one. There's this one.
Ugh.
It's called
this
the Weeper.
thing- the Weeper, the split down the middle of its hands, it opens its arms up to like reach out and grasp for the protagonist. So like from the split from between the middle and ring finger, like all the way down the middle of the forearm, just like opens up, which is a super cool
Yeah.
looking effect.
Although the more I'm seeing these new ones, there's definitely a skin flaying thing and not enough bondage gear.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
there's
fair.
no
For me,
bondage gear.
yeah. that's
there's
what I'm
no
saying.
Bondage gear. Yeah.
I need some leather straps.
Yeah.
That's not unreasonable.
Chain.
What do we think for this? I was thinking
I-
maybe C for this one. It's not a bad design, but
It's like a goblin.
compared to the other two that are in the A and B, I don't think this is as good as those.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, he's got like a compass on his hand. Like he's gonna determine the circumference of some circles or some shit. And math is fucking lame, so
That's what's holding them together, I think. It's like something
Math.
doesn't completely
in
fall
math,
apart.
yeah.
Math is holding them together. Yeah.
Math is holding them together, yeah.
All right. And then I guess there's just this last one, which Joe didn't name, which is the new Cenobite from.
Yeah, that's the guy who gets turned into a Cenobite at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything, but the sequence where he gets turned into a Cenobite is pretty fucking cool. So
Yeah.
I guess C. I don't know.
Question
I mean,
mark.
at best, that's
Or-
yeah. If
or
you're just
D.
looking at the image, I don't think it goes above C. But
I mean D. I guess D because he doesn't do anything.
All right.
The scene where he becomes a Cenobite.
D
is
does not do
awesome,
anything.
but yeah, D does not do anything. Also, I was going to ask the engineer didn't make the cut, huh? The weird
engineer.
that weird thing that chases her down the hallway in the first movie.
I mean, that's
The
not really a
fucking worm.
Cenobite, is it?
Well, neither is the fucking Chatterer dog.
Yeah,
that's in
it's true.
there. But
Uh,
yeah, I mean, this looks pretty good, and Leviathan I guess doesn't count either. although
No, I mean
is
Leviathan's like
black.
the thing that makes the Cenobites or whatever. It's just like a big weird pyramid thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed. There should be the Wire Twins should be in here too. I must not have got the GIF for that one. That's from one of the later films. And Spike's not in here or Chatterer 3. Some of my images didn't get imported properly. Hang on a second.
I was gonna mention Spike because
we need to talk about Spike. Let's see here.
I mean, like, what an idea! What an idea! That's another S tier.
What's that?
Honestly. Spike. S for Spike.
Yeah,
S tier.
obviously. All right, so this is a picture of the Wire Twins. I don't know.
Move on.
The thing where they're noseless is.
Yeah, they look like characters from Final Fantasy Tactics got turned into Cenobites.
Yes.
And then they also had a cesarean section or something.
Look like something out of a
it's a very. I think they belong
machine
in,
for pigs.
Which was
like,
B was the one where they look cool but don't do anything. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Which
We'll
CD
put
is
them there.
wrongly in there for?
Well, hang on. We're not done. We're not done yet. So
Alright.
and then, all right. So there's that one I missed. There's like in one of the other movies, there's one called Little Sister, which I think is just one of those two without the other one, and then the twins come back later. So I don't know that we necessarily need to rank them independently.
No, I don't think so.
Let's see here, and then there is. Let's see, got that one. And then the final one was supposed to be in the 9th movie. I think. Double check the list here, but this guy's name was supposed to be Spike. Which I mean
Spike is
literally-
Hellworld.
What the explanation for this character was is that he was a railroad worker who then found the puzzle blocks and solved it. And so then they were like, what do we do with this guy when we turn him into a Cenobite? And they're like, I'll put a railroad spike in his head.
Yeah, Deader apparently was the original appearance.
Okay,
And then he was
scribbled
removed
real
from
fast.
more movies after that. He was supposed to be in Deader, then he was supposed to be in Hellworld, and there's the other two. So
yeah.
It's a stupid looking guy. Stupid
It is
idea.
really stupid.
I mean, but I
really
don't remember.
S tier.
Like
Like,
The
what's
whole
this guy
thing
gonna
about how-
do to you? He
the
can't see you.
the
Or
whole thing-
hear you.
A whole bunch of them don't have eyes, but
Yeah,
there
that's true.
was the whole thing about Hellraiser 8. Oh, they were supposed to start in Deader and then appear in Hellworld after. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because Hellworld, the whole thing is it's an MMO, so maybe this is a user-created Cenobite, but he was supposed to appear in Deader, which would make him a real Cenobite, I guess. So yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones. One called Ring and one called Raven that were also removed from those. And then the Siamese twins were maybe going to come back in that one, but didn't, which is too bad because those guys need a little bit more play. There's some more juice to be squeezed out of that orange, I think. Anyway, I don't know if Spike even counts, but I just really like that picture. I might make that my avatar in Discord for a while. It's really good. I don't know. What do you? D, C,
S tier.
S tier.
Unquestionably.
D.
Secret S tier.
We'll
S
put them
tier.
over here.
D for deleted.
Yeah, we'll put them over here with the other ones that didn't actually make the cut.
Oh.
So
The idea that Donkey Kong
Cenobite.
didn't make the cut
Yeah,
of being a fucking hell priest.
what a
or
team though.
whatever.
What if that should be one of Pinhead's gashes, right? Pinhead,
Donkey
Spike, Donkey
Kong.
Kong, and Jim Carrey's The Mask.
That's what's in the multiverse.
Look, man,
The Halloween multiverse pack has that.
the comic
Multiverse versus. Sorry.
What if like
Joke
Ready
I was
Player
trying to make.
One was Hellraiser?
I mean, the comic mask is like not that far off from like,
Hellraiser?
yeah, I mean, it's like it's sillier, but it's like this supernatural mask that once you get it, promises
What's
power,
the-
but basically makes you insane. Like
What was the Jamie Kennedy movie that had the
Son of the Mask?
The Son of the Mask. That's it.
Man.
Yeah. I'm
Yep.
glad I remember that. Anyway, all right, that's it. It's after midnight. We spent definitely enough time doing this.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys were here to do this with me. I feel
Yes.
pretty good about this list
I
for the most
enjoy it.
part. I think there's just one. There's maybe one small correction
no,
that we need
there's not.
we
No,
need to
there's
make, or maybe we just.
Yeah, there is a correction. CD needs to go down.
What if we
into
just do this? We'll just.
There you go.
There he is, right there.
There you go.
The ultimate boy, the ultimate man.
He doesn't have enough deodorant, so he's walking like that, so his underarms stay
Dry out.
dry. Yeah.
Stay nice and fresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
That's our guy.
Thanks for putting up with this bullshit.
What an incredibly stupid film franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really a shame because
It started
like I
out
said,
so good.
the first one is a top tier. If we made a tier list of horror movies, Hellraiser would be an S tier film
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yep. Agreed.
And even
The first
the
Hellraiser,
sequel would be
yeah.
an A or B, I think.
Yes.
But anyways, I don't know. Is there anything else anybody wants to say about Hellraiser?
You should watch the new one. It's pretty good.
All right, I'll check that out.
Like if you've been waiting for a good Hellraiser, like even just like a watchable Hellraiser where they'd spent more than $20 on making a movie,
Uh-huh.
like you should watch the new Hellraiser because it is that. And Jamie Clayton is great as the Hell
A
Priest.
good pin. Oh, what's
So-
the name of the lady who plays the Pinhead that everybody was
Jamie
mad
Clayton.
about? Yeah.
That's Jamie Clayton. That's her. Yeah, the official name of the character is the Hell Priest or the Priest,
Okay.
not Pinhead, but she plays Pinhead. She's great. She's not Doug Bradley, but she's also not trying to do a Doug Bradley impression. So
Yeah.
Probably the way to go.
yeah, I mean you could probably find like a supercut on YouTube already of like all her best moments. So because the movie went straight streaming. So
Eric gets it.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
Well, I just wanted to take a moment.
Watch
to
the first two
discuss-
movies and then watch the last like 20 minutes of 3 and you're good. Go ahead, Alex. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, I think you're still underselling how good CD is because CD is a DJ.
Uh-huh.
He's a DJ
Yeah.
who, when invited to like experience like an unending world of pleasure and pain where the line blurs between them,
Uh-huh.
he just ends up getting a CD mouth. And that is the, what if you were a guy who like, what's the most pleasurable thing I can experience? It's like,
Uh-huh.
what if like CDs came out of my chest and my mouth was also a CD? And what if I had a CD in my brain? That's
Dedication
then
to the
what-
I mean, that is peak internet guy.
yeah.
Look at that mouth. It's very
Look
good.
at that mouth.
Look at that mouth.
That is peak pleasure apparently. To this guy.
He's even
To this
smiling. He's one of
guy.
the few smiling Cenobites. He's actually enjoying himself. Look at him.
He's having a great time.
Yeah, he feels
He's
good.
loving everything that's going on here.
Yeah. All right, that's it. We're getting out of here. Thanks, guys.
The cool thing
Thank
about
you,
using
Eric.
CDs is throwing
Thank you for
stars
doing all
is
this
that
work to make his discussion happen.
Uh-huh. Thanks, guys.
quote unquote discussion.
This is important, damn it.
It is. For instance, if you throw a CD hard enough, would it kill someone?
All right, that's it. We're leaving.
Of
Bye.
course it would.
Goodbye.
It
Yeah,
would
we've
just
seen
bounce
it.
Off of them?
What you see in this movie happened in real life. So
Oh,
Not if
okay.
you're not a schmuck.
it was actually so before Blair Witch Project, there was the marketing campaign for Hellraiser 3, which made people think it was
Ricky
found footage documentary of
Ricky J could throw a playing card from like
true.
60 feet
Good.
away and stick in the husk of a watermelon.
Uh-huh.
This dude, if he did it right, could make that happen.
Yeah. Also, I mean,
Alright,
he has the
alright.
power of a codpiece
Gray
on his
skull.
nose. So, yeah. All right, that's it. Bye.
Bye.